Alright, so good morning everyone. This is our video of the month, and what we've decided to do is share with you various things from our Matrona curriculum. Alright, things that might be of value to you, that you might be able to do in your life, and also that would give you a good idea of our approach and our philosophy and what we're doing. So, what we're going to do this morning is offer how we start our classes. I am a great believer that we start the day, we start certainly each class with a container, some sort of spiritual practice that enfolds us and resonates a certain consciousness that what we speak about here today is meaningful, all right, is profound sometimes, is important. We begin our class and we end our class with some sort of I call it a spiritual practice. And for me, I've investigated over the years many different religious traditions, many spiritual traditions. The practices that I'm going to share with you today come from Tibetan yoga, come from Chinese medicine. We also take from Ayurvedic principles, and anything that appeals to us. That sometimes students bring practices as well, but I am going to share mine with you right now. As we start this morning, find your place on the earth. Where is that place where you are rooted, that you cannot be pushed over, that you cannot be blown away? For most of us, it's that place where our feet are about shoulder width apart, and we are not standing straight and tall like this. This is more of a military position, and you actually can be pushed over very easily. This is a rooted place where your knees are slightly bent, and you are in a state of standing meditation, if you will, all right? Relaxing and letting the weight of your body go to your legs and feet, all right? Just relaxing, feeling rooted. This is your place on the earth for these practices. So, you found your position on the earth where you are rooted and flexible. You remember what an amazing electromagnetic being you are. We are. Quantum physicists are now telling us the same thing that the ancient spiritual traditions have revealed to us over the ages. You see, when your consciousness first decided to participate in human reality, you took on duality. You took on electromagnetics. And Pythagoras, we remember Pythagoras mainly for his geometry contributions, the Pythagorean theory, but truly Pythagoras was a mystic. And when he was searching for the answer to who we are and what is the nature of human reality, he decided to go to Egypt because back in the day, that's where you went. So he took a boat, landed on the coast, Alexandria, and approached the gates. And actually what happened was the Egyptians looked at him and said, "He's a barbarian. Look, he's got long hair and a beard. He is a barbarian. Don't let him in." And the story goes that Pythagoras, in his wisdom, did one thing and one thing only. He stood there. In fact, he stood there for 3 days and did nothing else, watching and waiting and standing. And they said, "Well, he knows something. Let him in." So, what do you want? The nature of our reality? The Egyptians said, easy. We are light and sound. The combination of light and sound creates life, and that is the matrix of our reality. Now, if Pythagoras had gone to the gates of China, all right, he would have found that we are yin and yang. We are the dark side of the mountain and the light side of the mountain in one mountain, in the Tai Chi. If he had gone to Africa, he would have heard that we are sun and moon. If he had gone to the Native American peoples, he would have heard we are earth and sky. If he had gone to the midwives, they would have told him the same thing. We are baby and placenta, all in one amniotic ocean. So, we've agreed to take on the duality in our lives. And now electromagnetics. Quantum physicists are telling us the same thing. We are electro, lightning, light, magnetic, sound, vibration. We are electromagnetic beings, the coming together of light and sound. And to honor that, I'm going to share with you an Ayurvedic practice of opening our nadis. Our nadis are akin to the energetic component of our nervous system. All right? We have glands and chakras that correspond. We have Chinese meridians, the meridians in our body that correspond to the way energy moves as if it were a bloodstream. We also have nadis, little filaments of energy that innervate the entire body that is akin to our nervous system. So in this practice, what we are doing is opening the nervous system so that everything that we share as our classes unfold or as our day unfolds finds itself safe in the matrix of our body. So this is a breath practice, all right? And it goes like this. Follow along with me if you will. We're going to open the nadis on the right side of our body, on the left side of our body, and then open them together as electromagnetic beings. So, in this position, we're opening the nadis on the breath. And this is very economical. On the in-breath, we lift. On the out-breath, we extend the space between. On the in-breath and on the out-breath, we open the nadis on the right side of the body. And then seamlessly on the next in-breath, we lift the left arm. On the out-breath, in the space between. On the in-breath and on the out-breath, we open the nadis on the left side of our body. And then together, seamlessly, on the in-breath and the out-breath, in the space between. On the in-breath and on the out-breath, we open the nadis on both sides of our body. Gather ourselves together on the in-breath and down the spine on the out-breath, commemorating the duality that we have chosen. All right, I'd also like to give you some Mizam, Tibetan yoga. This is a very simple, natural, affordable, accessible type of yoga, one position for each day. So let's see how the wise one travels through their week, starting on Sunday. All right. Your hands are here, your heart is open. Take a breath. On Sunday, the wise one opens their heart to the sun. On Monday, your hands are now cupping what the Chinese call the crystal palace, the pineal, the pituitary, and the hypothalamus, the gate to deeper realms of consciousness. On Monday, the wise one gazes at the moon. On Tuesday, your hands are pointing to a flame at the top of your head. On Tuesday, the wise one stands as a light to the world. This is the day that the wise one shows up to support those who have no support, to speak for those who have no voice. The wise one stands as a light to the world. On Wednesday, the wise one opens their wings to fly. This is the day That the wise one resonates the principle of non-locality. You may appear anywhere you need to be. On top of the pyramids, in Florida, in Burma. The wise one opens their wings to fly. And then on Thursday, the wise one steps into their role as the beneficent matriarch or patriarch. The wise one holds the world. Today, the world is under your wing, and the beneficent matriarch distributes the harvest, and everyone gets what they need. The wise one holds the world. And then on Friday, the wise one steps into the flowing stream. The wise one steps into the great current, the great motion of life, finds balance, and role models homeodynamics, one of the elegant laws of the universe, that we return to balance. Homeostasis, homeodynamics. The wise one stands in the flowing stream. And on Saturday, the wise one steps into the role of elder and simply holds the sustenance of the planet. The wise one holds the bag of rice, simply holding the sustenance of our planet for all to receive. Namaste. Thank you for sharing this Mizang moment with me. All right. Something else that we do when we begin our class is we also resonate our blueprint. And we remember as electromagnetic beings, light and sound coming together, all right, in the oviduct where conception would usually occur. And then we remember that as a little zygote yoked together, that's the Greek word, yoked together, we wafted down the oviduct and found a place in the uterus to implant. As we did, we began, as a little zygote, that process of cell division. And one became 2, 2 became 4, 4 became 8, 8 became 16, 32, 64, and finally we had created a little mulberry ball of cells, right? And then the most amazing thing happened, because you see that little ball of cells is not exactly you. What happened is that little ball of cells, called a morula, began to open up, to hollow out, and what formed there was an ocean. All right? And in that ocean, a disc began to form, and that was you. Your embryonic disc lying in that ocean, connected to the edge of that ball of cells, where at the place of implantation became the placenta. All right. What happened as you were floating in the ocean as an embryonic disc was that a current began to enervate you. You had a polarity, all right? You had a top and a bottom. You had a front and a back. And top to bottom, front to back, your first 2 major meridians were formed. Your Ren meridian, which is your conception channel, your Yin channel, the front of your body, and your Du channel, your Yang channel, the back of your body, your governing channel. So what we do is we zip up our 2 major meridians, all right? And we begin with the conception channel. Interestingly enough, on the perineum. And that first point of your Yin channel is called, on the perineum, the gate of life and death. And to me it's so interesting that as we stand with women giving birth, we stand with them we witness them and facilitate them at the gate of life and death. So, the first point, Hui Yin, the gate of life and death, up to the top of the pubic bone, the crooked bone, up to the sea of qi here, right below the umbilicus, up to the center of the altar, and finally to the terminal point here, all right, receiving fluid, and that point is inside on the gum line, just below the gum line there, all right. So that is our conception yin channel. Our yang channel starts at the tip of the sacral pump in the back, the coccyx, the tip of the coccyx, long and strong, all right, comes up the spine, all right, past the gate of life, Ming Men, across from the umbilicus, up across the back, over the point of infinite healings at the top of your head, and down to the philtrum here of your lip, and once again, underneath the lip at the gum line. So those are our two major meridians that started an electromagnetic current with us as we were a zygote and resonating the embryonic blueprint. And then the Chinese have a wonderful practice called dropping the fence post, all right, which actually potentizes you so that everything that we just did this morning, opening our nadis, all right, and resonating our embryonic disc and traveling the week with Mizang, that becomes established in our cellular matrix. And so simply up on your toes and down 3 times, dropping the fence post. So, thanks for tuning in. I hope these practices can serve you. Let me know what you think. Namaste.